that there's nothing as dangerous in the world as sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. And it's like he was speaking of Kenyans today, of Africa today, because we have refused to think. God gave us brains, but we have refused to think.
Hey bro, what's up?
Okay, my name is Julius Kamau Kimani.
Yes.
I am a hawker in the streets of Nairobi,
Yes.
also an activist.
Yes.
And so I've struggled with the question of Africa for so long,
Yes.
and how we are governed.
Yes.
And I have tried to understand why our leaders are so cruel towards us.
Yes.
And they have turned out to be the one exposing us instead of being the one to protect us.
Yes.
Because there are so many problems happening to the people of Africa, and they are coming from the government.
Very true.
That is impunity.
Very true.
And so I've realized that Africa has never been free.
Yes.
And this is a question that we must revisit.
So when you say Africa has never been free, what kind of freedom, bro?
The kind of freedom where we are in control of our resources, and then we are in control of our individuality. I mean, us as a people to be free to decide how we are governed and to have a say that we have not have had. And it's so sad that we are only controlled by a few people who have destroyed the hopes of so many people here in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this, because when you say poverty is man-made, what do you mean by poverty is man-made? Like, I can get like 1,000 interpretation from this,
Okay.
but I want you as bro.
Okay.
Yes.
Mine is also poverty. I know I'm poor because I am not poor because I'm lazy. Okay. I mean, I am poor not because I'm lazy. That's a statement. I am poor not because I'm lazy.
You are poor not because you're lazy.
I am poor
Yes.
because of corruption.
I get it now.
I am poor because of greed. I am poor because of bad governance. I am poor because of the impunity culture, because there is no one to hold our leaders to account. In fact, this country itself is very rich, but the wealth is in the hands of very few people, where the majority are languishing in
Poverty.
demeaning poverty. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah, that's the problem.
So when we talk of poverty, so how many countries in Africa, is it only Kenya that you can get, is it only Kenya that you gather your knowledge about poverty is man-made, or is there any other country you visited and found that it's the same as Kenya? And tell us, bro.
Okay, let me say I've not gone beyond the borders of Kenya. In fact, I've not traveled much.
But would you love to travel?
I would love to do, but there's one thing I know. The way I see our people behaving. First, let's say the leaders, and then the people who are led. Because we vote on a tribal mentality.
Yeah.
And that's an issue that has destroyed this country. So I know I don't need to travel to know that it's wrong to hate. So why do I have we refused to address the question of tribalism in this country? In fact, I believe tribalism is the curse of this nation. And when we will destroy the tribalism, we will not need to go to America or where you are telling me to go. I need to stay here and prosper, because everybody we consider to be a person, a human being. Yeah.
That is so intense, guys, so intense. So have you read the works of Malcolm X, or the works of Martin Luther?
Yeah. Those are the guys.
Yeah.
Those are the. In fact, Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that there's nothing as dangerous in the world as sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. And it's like he was speaking of Kenyans today, of Africa today, because we have refused to think. God gave us brains, but we have refused to think. And one thing I tell my people is that I don't believe that a vote can change this country, or voting will change this country. We cannot. Somebody said you cannot expect illiterate people to vote in illiterate leaders. So this is a question that we must address, and to address it is to change our mental attitude or our mentality, and then wake up and fight the people who keep us in ignorance or in darkness. Yeah.
So, guys, I want to tell you one thing. You see, Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, Thabo Mbeki, everyone in South Africa, they stood like this man here. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of understanding, it takes a lot of Africanism to appreciate who you are, to appreciate everything that we do as Kenyans, as Africans. And guys, please, I'm highly requesting you watch this video, share this video to as many Africans as you can, because corruption, guys, corruption is a deadly disease in Kenya, not only Kenya but in Africa as a whole. So bro, what do you think should be done to bring about an end to this corruption?
for us to bring an end to this corruption, we need to have a revolution. That is a revolution of the mind. A revolution. Yeah. When I say of the mind, I'm talking about a peaceful thing. Of course, like the way I'm doing here, I'm going. Like now, many times I've gone outside Parliament to protest there. But then you find yourself that you are alone. Nobody joins. I go and stay there a whole day. Sometimes I'm arrested, put in jail. Then I come out, but nobody gets to question what I'm trying to tell Kenyans.
So the things you do for your country are so much. And bro, I believe that you deserve a lot of credit, bro. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart because I love Africa myself. I promote Africa, bro.
When you say you love Africa,
yeah.
I also feel I have got my brother. I have my brother here. And what I'm telling you, I can do nothing by myself. Yeah. But when we are together, we'll do a lot. Yes. And we must start by believing that we can be change makers. And we must not only talk about change, but wear that change. I believe it is time for us to fight against the status quo per se. Yeah, because that's where the root problem of our problems, of
everything that affects
everything
African people.
Yeah.
So what is the last message you can give the African people? Your message to the Africans? Yeah. Let's go beyond boundaries. Yeah, let's cross out of Kenya. Yeah. Let's go to Africa. Yeah.
Okay, what I would say is that it is time for Africa. I think there has to come a great reawakening here in Africa. I can feel it, and we must do it. And that great reawakening must tell us that we must make a clear distinction or demarcation between leaders and politicians. Because politicians are liars and thieves. And
I'm not afraid to say it true. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Politicians are liars and thieves. And they have stolen our minds, they have stolen our freedom, they have stolen our future, they have stolen our land, including our land. Actually, that's very sensitive.
Actually, Ngugi wa Thiong'o wrote a book called Decolonizing the Mind. You've heard of that book?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Hey, it's so interesting.
We must decolonize our minds. Yeah. And one thing we'll get, I'm sure, we must fight for land. Yeah. Because land is a very sensitive issue. We are here in the city crowded like sanguines, living in slums because we don't have land. People are dying of hunger because we don't have land. And where is our land? Our land is in the hands of those who betrayed the freedom that our fathers were fighting for. You have heard of the Home Guards. That's what happened. The power went to the Home Guards, but those who fought for freedom got nothing. That's a question that we must address. I mean, we must know our history. Our history is our truth. It will set us free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate a lot.
Thank you, I appreciate too.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm not ashamed and I'm not afraid of being an African. I love myself as a Kenyan and I love myself as an African. Thank you guys for watching this video. Share, please.